I gotta fix up this back on the next piece I'm starting. I got a lot of prep work to do. I guess woodwork. I'm gonna start by cutting off the old webbing, the horizontal webbing, and the horizontal elastic webbing to replace that. This piece is completely broken off. Get a little reinforcement block up here too. I might just cut it flush here. Yeah, I'll break it if I don't. All right. This one right here. We're just gonna reinforce it with some panel plastic. Make it 1.5 inch strip. Stayed the course. much tension on this because it will fucking break. But there's a little bit. Tyler's Batman. Wasting time. Not even an eco. Alright, and this is the back, so that's why I'm keeping these webbings. They're still fine. I had to take these ones off, obviously, because of the wood damage, but I think this will work out just fine. I'm just going to do hand tight. And we'll let it bow more because it's the back. Normally I'd recommend putting more tension, but since this is the back, just enough to support the back. But I kind of wish I could have just left it alone because that was the ideal. That's alright. Sorry, cotton. That's flush. Okay. The original hole has a screw in it, which kind of sucks. And I'll just have to place that screw just a little further back. I normally wouldn't do this kind of work, but I want it to be structurally okay. A little high. Let's see if I can whack a doodle on it. Very smooth. Sand that down a little bit, fill it in with some wood filler, and then get some a pen that matches the oak to fix in this scratches. That's all right. Hopefully I can fill those in. I'm going to move on back to the back. Got to get this screw that's stuck out of it. Alright, let's see if I can spin it out. steam this real quick. Steamed up nice and well. Okay, let's stack her up. That's making more sense. Oh shit, I should fix these. Okay, before I go any further, I need to drill new holes for these screws. Luckily I didn't just mess up because these holes are good on this side, but I need to make new holes for this side. So I'm gonna get my drill bits and be right back. Okay, I'm thinking at least 5:30 seconds. Yeah, that should be a good start for the hole. And then I'll drill out the back a little bit bigger if I can. All right. Far in these counter sinks. Just to there. I'll recreate it. Oh, my battery's dead. Darn it. The heck. Okay, Milwaukee gods were nice to me and let me do a couple more drills. Like a change your battery. If I just follow a straight line. Here. So now I gotta cut out the pattern and start pieces. Maybe I can steam this other piece while I'm at it to get it ready. And I'm just remembering I gotta do webbing on the bottom. Alright, here's our bottom. Simple pattern. Let's make sure we mark our front. Let's give this a good steam since I got the steam plugged in. And then I'm going to want to replace this. Oh, they didn't even staple it on this one side. It's just one-sided staple. I'm going to mark where the foam ends. And I'm going to go ahead and take her off. Okay, steam. Rejuvenate. I think I have some 2-inch if I do have to replace it. Let's see how it steams out here. The webbing is going to do a lot for this bottom. Hard to tell if it just bottomed out or if it's just a little concave from the poor webbing support. Yeah, I think I'm going to replace this foam because this is a medium density foam. The back is actually a better quality than this, and this is going to have a lot more sit on. So I think I have a sheet or two. It'll just take a second to cut. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and do the webbing real quick and finish that up, and then we'll cut the new foam and put that on and save this for a part bed or something, or chuck it in the garbage. I'm just cutting this bad boy off. No need to get fancy. Okay, I'm gonna start cutting out this new foam for this bottom piece. This foam has been rolled up for a little bit in my garage, so I'm gonna steam it as well to puff it back out into shape. So my first cut is just gonna be a rough cut. Easier to work with. I gotta be careful with my base on this because this is my nice straight saw. Alright, we got a pretty good start here. Come on, Steamy. I think it's working out. Take that a little bit. Okay. Flattening right out. Alright, a lot of work for a piece of foam that's new. Tell you what. I guess it's probably been sitting in my garage for longer than I think. It's probably like a year. Million times better. Alright, gonna give it a quick pat down and cut it. Very straight. And then that'll give me 2 lines. Yeah, and that little texture won't hurt anything on the side. This is our front. Okay. copying the way it was done before, just stapling it onto the wood right here. And then we're going to wrap her. Okay. Because so remember to make this part long for stapling. And we need to go long for stapling here. material. I'm gonna staple these. Okay, patterned out. That was fun. Okay, I went ahead and sewed this bottom piece up off camera because I didn't think it'd be that exciting. But unfortunately, after I sewed the first piece, I noticed that there was a flaw in this material right here. It's pretty subtle, but it's definitely a piece that I can't leave that there. It's the bottom. I think I'm still gonna have enough material. I could use this for a side piece too, which is good news. So it's not a complete waste. Yeah, it looks like I can just hide that, even maybe 2 panels. So, not the end of the world, but I just had to cut a new pattern. And yeah, I also modified this side piece a little bit too, just to fit around the cushion better, hopefully. All right. sew that up, and then we'll staple this and then screw it onto the base, and we'll be getting close. I should be doing my taxes, but I don't feel like doing taxes, so I'm gonna do some operations. I hope there's no flaws in this material. I think we're okay. Oops. All right. Trying to decide whether I want to make the holes from the original placeholder screws. I'll know we're getting in the right spot when I screw the base back on. And we won't be dealing with the Dacron in our way too, which binds up and gets all messed up. Try not to accidentally cut the vinyl. Be careful with sharp scissors. Okay. Looks like my plastic reinforcements are holding up good. I got these on both sides. I'm glad about that. Cut these little holes out. Dacron's kind of covering the holes up a little more than I'd like, but that's all right. Hopefully these holes will be okay right here. Oh, I really did cut that close on the bottom. Okay. This goes here. Okay, there's a chair. So now our next step is to mount this onto, well, I gotta put the panels on next, actually. Fun times. Contemplate my existence. And then I've made the 2 fresh new holes on this one side that it's gonna go into the wood. I probably should maybe go to Jerry's and get some hardwood 2.5-inch screws, because these are the screws I need, thinly tapped, for oak or for other kinds of hardwood. You don't want a coarse threaded screw for that. So I might need to go to the hardware store just to get some fine threaded, even if I had some fine pocket screws, but I don't have any. I only have coarse 2.5s, so I just technically just used the nice thin screws there, but that's the ones that were originally there, and I think this might be hardwood on the back. Okay, gonna do a close-up view of stapling these panels on. So I did it off camera, but I ended up picking off all the staples, and I'm gonna be using 1/4-inch thinner staples so they don't go through as much. Bulk. So I'm gonna pull it tight like this, and I don't know if you can see that, but I'm making like a V. right, one down, 3 to go. Okay, I'm gonna test nail the panels in here. I'm gonna do the insides first. The hot glue is how they did it before. I figured I'll just keep the same style. Okay. Starting to get a good go on it now. All right. All right. Let's see why they need the nails there to have pop up. Okay. Put a piece of tape down first, just so I don't slip and hit the material. Just gonna send it. I do have extra material in case I mess up. Alright, I might want to get a pin. Oh, this is pretty gnarly. And then if I don't like it, I can switch it up. I'm just gonna send it. I'm wondering if that tape made more trouble than it was worth. Let's see. Wish I would have got a tiny bit more glue in there. Let's see if I can swoop it in. Same. All right, looks like we're just gonna have to live with that. That's as good as I can do. I think we're holding good. I'm just gonna send it. Kind of a waste of time to buy these finished nails if the pin nailer is going to look exactly the same. I was hoping that being rounder would smooth in better, but it's the head that makes the hole. I'm too neurotic for this shit. Alright. Slide down a little bit. Okay, mixed results. I don't know. Hopefully the customer likes it. It's really hard to tell. I mean, you can see the prick holes, but hopefully when it's all together, it'll look okay. We're right at eye level too in this high fluorescent light. I think when we get it down on the ground level in a more natural light, I'm hoping it will look better. Oh, sorry, I was zoomed in there. I didn't realize that. Alright, and then I gotta kind of push it up like this and get the cabinet screw to hold it in. Okay, yeah, I gotta push this back quite a ways. Make sure it's as even as I can get it. I think if I kind of just hold it here and sink it in. And I think I got a little bit of room in the back because this has to tuck in under there. I hope my screws work. Just thinking, I hope the head isn't too thick for the hole. Really? All right. Now I just kind of want to make sure that this is even. The side that I didn't replace the holes. Okay, I gotta figure out which one's which here. I need to drill the hole a bit deeper because I'm not getting deep enough on this one. I could try using the old hole too. Let's see if I can. No, I have a broken screw in that top one, so let's go ahead and I'm in about that far, so I'll go in a tiny bit more with the drill, and that will give me a little more leverage to get in there with the screw, hopefully. Alright, I'm going to go in about another 1/4 inch. Give me a break here. Got a nightmare going on here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. So originally that's the hole I just drilled out. I'm just gonna drill another hole through it. This has turned out to be a nightmare. I should have just recreated the way it was the whole time and not even bothered. Screwdriver. My main problem I was having is I ended up having to reuse this stupid screw because I wasn't able to get enough leverage with my cabinet screws in here. They just weren't biting enough to get pulling, so I recreated what they had originally, which kind of makes me mad, like I was saying, that I even freaking wasted my time trying to fill that in. Oh well, I can fill it back in too and continue on. So now the next step I need to do is obviously clean up, and then I'm going to put some metal tack things here. I'm going to finish this back off. Hopefully be able to fold it under here like this. Yep, getting close. First of all, I'm going to pull this back a little bit just to kind of try to get it back where I need it. Alright, that'll look good. While it's tipped. Yeah, this side is still a little more damaged than I hoped it would be, but we got it in solid wood. Kind of similar to the strength it was before, except the back's strengthened now because of my plastic reinforcement. So I'm hoping that when it's on the ground, you don't just focus on all the negatives and that it turns out okay. It looks good from this perspective. So yeah, a lot of work. It's one of those jobs where you just do a lot of work and at the end you're just like, meh. But I think hopefully compared to how they were, hopefully they're rejuvenated enough. All right, and Murder She Wrote.